Welcome to hell. I got into acting school. I can't fucking believe this, you know? The whole week, I was waiting. I was waiting to fucking receive a phone call, and I finally fucking got it. And I'm so fucking happy, man. I had to sacrifice so much this year in order to get in. I went without sleep. I quit my job. I basically fucked off a lot of people. Didn't have any money coming in. I had to figure out how to starve again. When I went for the acting audition, I was fucking really tired. I hadn't slept a wink. I fucking remembered my lines, kept going, kept remembering them, just kept committing them to memory, you know? And then I finally got in, and I'm so fucking thankful. I want to talk to you today a little bit about the acting audition, a little bit about the wait, and a little bit about how you should not fucking put off what you want to do now. Whatever it is you want to do, don't put it off. Urgency. So, on the day of the audition, I hadn't slept a wink. You know, I was up all night. I'm fucking panicking. Oh my god, I've got to fucking go through this audition tomorrow. And I'm losing my fucking mind. So, the scene that I did was the scene from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air with Will Smith. Basically, the scene is very dramatic. It gives me a lot of tension when I think about it, because I have some unsolved mysteries and unresolved trauma from not having a father. My father was a drug dealer, and he chose drugs and a life of violence over me and my mom. It takes a long time to get over that, you know, because there's things that you need as a boy to look at your dad and to get taught in order to become a man. So there's still things that I'm learning to do in order to become a man, and not a little boy, not a man-child, you know. So Uncle Phil is the surrogate father to Will Smith's character, and his dad is an absent father. He's not a deadbeat father. He's not someone who, you know, just came in and out of his life. He's an absent father. This is someone who has gone 15 years without seeing his son, you know, and that when he comes back into the scene, he takes on the father role again, and Will Smith, you know, he kind of drops his guard and lets him in, and he wants a relationship with him, because there's a scene in the TV show where he's at the carnival with him, and it's almost like a, you know, something that a father does with a son. And the dad's talking about how he was playing college basketball and he used to be a beast at it, you know, and he's at the he's at the carnival hoops game, and he's just sinking three throws, and, you know, Will's very proud of his dad in that moment, and he looks around and, you know, he sees another father with a son, and he just looks at that as if that's what he was missing out on. Anyway, so the pivotal scene is where Phil is talking to Will's dad, and he's saying, you know, Phil's dad is meant to take him out on a trip. Take him out because he's a truck driver. He's meant to travel all around, you know, America with him. And it means a lot to Will, you know. This is something that he's looking forward to. And he had an argument with Uncle Phil. And Uncle Phil, he knows what kind of character that Will Smith's father is. So when he's there, he's basically saying, you know, I know what kind of person you are. I know exactly who you are. And Will's dad ends up canceling the trip on him. And Uncle Phil's saying, you know, Will isn't something that you could just pick up and abuse like a toy. He's a responsibility. He's a person with feelings. And, you know, when Will gets rejected, you know, it's a massive fuck you. It's a massive fuck you. It's something that scars him. Because it's basically, ha ha, you're a fucking idiot. I feel like a fool. How could I let you in after all this time, and then for you to let me down again, you know? And so I'm going through the audition, and, you know, I'm in the waiting room, and I'm talking to the actors there at 16th Street, and you know, I'm talking to them about how much, you know, whether or not the acting school is good, what they've got out of it, blah blah blah. Just, you know, water cooler room shit, and as I'm doing that, I realize that I'm not panicking about my audition anymore. It's grace on the fire, you know. When you're looking away from something, you're concentrating on something else, then it takes your mind away from things. It allows you to focus and really listen to the internal voice of what's happening. Because you don't understand how much you'll be able to withstand when you're not thinking about negative shit, when you're not worrying about the wrong things, when you're giving your focus completely and solely into your breathing, or completely and solely into maintaining your calm center, or completely and solely focusing on the task, which is to mellow out, relax, and to give a good audition within the space that you've created. And so the teachers there were very helpful. They helped me a lot in understanding what I needed to do to put on a good role. And, you know, I went into the audition, and my acting partner played Uncle Phil. And the funny thing is, he was younger than me. So you really need to work with what you've got instead of waiting, you know, for the army that you want to go to war with, you know. Sometimes you don't have the best army to go to war with, but you need to make do with the army that you've got. And to his credit, he was a great actor, and I fed off him, you know. He understood the requirements of the role in a very short amount of time, and he really helped me to sort of get everything off my chest. And, you know, the first run through, I started, you know, putting too much blackness into it. I started acting more like Will Smith rather than my own personal interpretation of the character. So I'm going through the lines, and, you know, the first take's done, and she starts, the lady starts talking to me about my own father. And, you know, these are very personal questions, but the thing is, if you want to do anything of worth, if you want to be the best person that you can be, if you want to put on the best performance of your life, then you need to drop the bullshit. You can't fucking be this guy who's not trying to be vulnerable. You need to open yourself up completely and honestly, otherwise people are going to just shut off. You look at Bruce Willis, for instance, right? When he's acting a role, you're only looking at the presentation that he's putting on. Looking at the persona, because he's all about the gloss. He's all on the surface, right? But when you look at Daniel Day-Lewis, he's representational, which is a big difference. He's letting you inside to who he is in that instance, because he's tricked himself into thinking that he's the character. It's a complete overhaul of what he is. In the Name of the Father, he plays an Irish guy. He's tricked you. Oh, tiddle-dee-do, you know. Okay, I'm joking. But the point stands. He's letting you in onto this really honest representation of what he thinks the character is. It's crazy like that, you know? So as she's slowly getting me out of the preconceived model and idea of what I think the character is, she's stripping me back to my pure and honest self. Stripping me back to my pure and honest self, the soul, the inner will, the inner persona, the inner ego. And I'm finding that all of my models and emotions are just dropping off me, and I can be completely honest and in the moment, completely relaxed. And I'm getting into that trance-like state of hypnosis on stage where I'm really just honing in on the emotions and letting them overwhelm me. And she told me to almost act as if, nah, I'm okay. So Uncle Phil, the character, is saying, you know, Will, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Nah, it's okay, Uncle Phil. I mean, you know, these things happen. Then I, you know, flick the TV on. And I'm really giving a more honest and more emotional and vulnerable, you know, representation of the character. When the big breakdown happens and I'm thinking about my dad coming into the fold and then leaving me, you know, the tears become real. And it's not so much about the emotions that you feel, it's more about the presentation, and it's more about what the audience feels. It can't be about yourself. It has to be what the audience feels. And as she's, after the audition, you know, I think I've completely it wasn't a good audition, but, you know, that's just my ego coming into the fold. And she's sitting there and, you know, she's telling me, you know, Adam, I think you have what it takes to be a really great actor, but this is a massive commitment. And in that moment, you know, when I heard that, I started crying. You know, it's a really big thing to be told from someone other than to be told from a stranger, to be told by someone who's done it, who knows the craft of acting, to be told by someone with that authority in a really completely honest and transparent way that you have something. It validates the choices you make in life. It validates the reason why I was waiting up all night. And I wanted to be a part of society again. I didn't want to be locked up in my room anymore. You know, I wanted to treat my body. I wanted to treat myself better. I wanted to write again. I wanted to be a part of society. I wanted to integrate. I wanted to be... I don't want to shut myself up in seclusion anymore. And it was a really honest and open, you know... It opened up the floodgates of my emotions that I had bottled up over this time. And I'm so thankful that I got in, you know. I'm really thankful. After I left, I was just on air, and it felt like a complete reset in a similar way that a good positive drug experience, or going away holidaying, or going into a sensory deprivation tank can give you. Just a complete reset of mind, body, and soul. And, you know, it was a very hot day. I was dehydrated and I had a headache come on, but none of that mattered because I was walking on air. I didn't feel a thing. I was just so happy and in the moment. And the whole week I've been waiting. I've been waiting for them to call me. And, you know, I didn't know when the fuck the phone call was going to come. And every time I'm answering and looking at my phone, I'm like, fuck, man, I can't. Because, you know, on that day, I felt like shit, man. Like the only thing that I wanted to do was get into acting school. I needed it more than anything, man. I needed it more than anything. I always believed in myself, man. When no one fucking else believed in me, I always knew that I had what it takes. I'm an incredibly hard worker. I sacrificed so fucking much to get this shit. To fucking cultivate my skill set. All the nights that I've been to drama class and I've had to come back home at 2 a.m. in the morning because all the transport was fucking shut and I had to walk home or cycle home and I had work the next day, you know. All the fucking times I felt like shit. All the times I've had like, you know, really bad performances and I fucking chewed myself up on stage and I thought, nah, fuck it, man. I'm gonna torture myself. I'm gonna learn my lines again. Like, people don't realize that that's what it fucking takes. And all of those moments that have been in my life like that, I cultivated into that single moment, into that audition. And I knew I wasn't gonna leave until I put on the best performance I could. It's torturous, man. I know people think that acting is this really egotistical thing, and to an extent it is, but man, people really sacrifice and put a lot of their emotional strength out there in order to give a really honest and really powerful performance. And I needed it so bad, man. Like, there's times that I haven't, you know, given good auditions. Like, the time I went to NIDA, the time I went to WAPA, the time I went to the fucking, the St. Kilda Theatre in order to get into drama class. And I got rejected every single time. But did I quit? I didn't fucking quit. I took those opportunities and I took it on inside of myself. And I fucking used that pain. I used that rejection to get in. I used that rejection to feed off it. Because I did not give a fuck. I knew I was going to get in. And the whole week that I was fucking eating myself up, waiting for that phone call, you know, and I finally got the phone call yesterday. And it changed me, man. It was a big relief. And I started tearing up on the phone, man. I don't think the person on the other side of the phone from the theater company actually knew how much it meant to me. I honestly don't think they know how much it meant to me, man. Because there's times that I could have died. That's how bad I felt. When it came to, you know, pursuing my dreams. There was times I was caught up in my office job and I'm stuck in the belly of the beast and I'm sitting there at my computer thinking, man, am I ever going to be an actor? I'm not doing drama anymore. Like what the fuck is happening? I've wasted my gifts. It's all over. Now I'm done. I'm on my career path now. I'm going to be an office worker for the rest of my life, man. And at that moment, you know, being in a relationship, living away from home, I thought my life was on that track. I honestly, I can't believe it. It's an 18-month commitment, twice a week. I'm gonna make the most of it, man. I'm done waiting. This is my time now. I have a window of opportunity to become the best actor that I can be if I remain humble and work hard at it. And I'm going to. And this is the third point that I want to make, and I want to dive into this. Why you have to fucking work towards your dreams now. You don't have the luxury, man, of waiting anymore. You don't have the fucking time to fucking wait and waste the rest of your life wondering, could I have been? It's better to be a fucking has-been than a never-been. What the fuck are you doing right now? What the fuck are you doing to make your dreams come true? What the fuck are you doing? Do you think sitting there at the fucking bar of a nightclub, taking all kinds of drugs, drinking, staying awake at all fucking hours in the morning, do you actually think that's gonna get you closer to your fucking dreams, man? Because it's not. It might give you the perspective that you need in order to grow as a person. You may think that you're having a fucking great time there, taking all kinds of drugs, listening to all kind of... But fuck that shit, man. What the fuck are you doing in order to make your dreams come true? Because I'll tell you one thing, when you're at work and you come home and then you sleep and then you repeat the next day and you never have time to fucking do what you need to do in order to make your dreams come true, well, it'll never come true, man. Because you don't have the energy, you don't have the balls, you don't have the fucking nous. You don't have the fucking... I can relate to you, bro. I can relate to you. I can relate to being stuck in the belly of the beast. I can relate to working 90 hours a week to fucking save up cash to pay the bills. I can relate to all of that. But you need to get angry. You need to get angry with yourself. You can't get angry with the fucking world. The world is the world. The world is the way it is. The world is what it is. It's always going to be like that. It's a fucking system. But what the you can be whatever the fuck you want to be, but what the fuck are you doing about it, man? What the fuck are you doing about it? I'm glad I worked all those hours in a corporate job because it taught me the real ability to be productive. And that's so fucking rare in this day and age. It's impossible to be productive to the fullest extent you can be. Because you're caught up in all of these models of, oh, I haven't had enough sleep, oh, I don't have enough energy, oh, my diet shit. My diet shit. What the fuck makes you so fucking special, man? What makes you so special? What makes your dreams so special? Because your dreams don't mean shit to anyone else. You stop talking about dreams to anyone else, they don't give a fuck. They've got their own dreams. They've got their own models to work on. They've got their own fucking path to walk down. But what the fuck are you gonna do about it, man? No one's gonna give you any respect until you've actually shown that you can bring this into fruition. We're caught up in systems. We're caught up in the bullshit of today. But we don't have the luxury of time anymore. You don't have the luxury of time anymore. When you get faced with your own mortality and you understand that you don't have, you know, you can't waste another minute because you might die tomorrow. Every moment that you waste not writing, every moment that you waste not creating, every moment that you fucking waste and trade in for another piece of shit or another fucking preconceived social construct like going to a bar and drinking. Every moment that you waste is so fucking... You'll never get it back. It's so valuable. I'm done with that shit. Every day I'm creating. Every day I'm working towards my goals. I can't wait anymore. This is my window, and if I don't fucking keep this window prized open and climb through it, it's gonna shutter me, man. I don't know how much longer I can wait for another window to open up anymore. Because I'm getting old, I'm getting tired. And I don't want to go back to that shitty place where I was before, being trapped in the belly of the beast without a clear understanding of where I'm going in life. because that's a bad place to be in. It'll build your character up, but it might even destroy your character. Live your dreams, man. Just live your dreams. And don't make any excuses anymore. You might not wake up this day. You might not understand what the fuck it is that I'm talking about. But I just want to plant a seed within you. And I hope that seed grows to a mighty oak tree with a big round trunk and big branching leaves, because that's your dream. And I believe in you. But you need to believe in yourself. Peace.